Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Let's Play. Today we're checking out Majestic 13. So strap your tinfoil hats on and get ready to go down the rabbit hole of alien hunting conspiracies. That's right, we're going to be taking part in a hunt for all kinds of sort of malevolent creatures that have been dispatched by a bad guy called Force, although we don't know its actual name, and assembling a team of crack agents, Sculder and Mully, who will be, I guess, setting off into the heartlands of, I guess, North America to try and hunt down alien threats and let them, or stop them before they get loose and generally take over the world. So we're going to generate our warband and do our first mission. It's basically a threat level 1 mission. And what happens is, as you play games, there are set piece adventures that happen when you reach a certain rank. Basically, as you get more powerful or more experienced, the bad guy coalition Force will take notice of you, and certain events will take place at random. So this one's going to be just a regular old procedurally generated mission, because that's how you start off, but we'll also generate our team, and I'll walk you through that. So we'll show you the miniatures I've selected, Agents Sculder and Mully of Section 6, and we'll get this underway. Right, so I'm with everything I need to create my first team in Majestic 13. I've done some of the pre-work, like picking my faction. It's the 6 files of Section 6. The faction bonus is forewarned, so they might spend all foobar rolls when things start to go wrong, and simplified bureaucracy. They can roll 2 dice and pick either one when making a bureaucracy roll after the game. I picked an advantage for them already, the roughest and the toughest. They have 5 extra hit points each and +1 fortitude check. If you've ever watched the TV show I'm lampooning here, you know that the primary agent should be dead many times over. His lungs would be full of bees, his eyeballs would be blown out with gasoline, and yeah, with all the gondola hijacking he does, there would have been some issues. I'm backed up by Agent Mully, MD, a doctor, and we've got Agents Doggett, Krychek, and Spender, and we're going to roll up their stats now and see what they do. These are all miniatures I painted up. I think the white here is kind of blowing this out here. There we go, a little bit. The miniatures I painted up for Perilous Tales, so I was already ready to play this game, and this was just the perfect selection of miniatures all ready to go and start hunting some aliens. Sculder's going to be the boss. We have to assign stats. Everybody's stats start at 5, except for Silex, which start at 0, and then we get to roll 2d6 and add it. So when rolling stats with the command, you can roll the 2d6 bonus for each stat twice and apply whichever one's higher, which is kind of cool. So we're starting with Sculder. We get 2 rolls and pick the highest +5. So Acuity, 5 or 4, so he's gonna be a 10 for acuity. That makes sense. He kind of trips over the answer a lot. He does tend to lose his gun. 11. I'll take the 11. Isn't losing his gun. Dexterity 5 or 9. I'll take the 9 for 14. Fortitude 5 or I'll take 12. Yeah, that would make sense. Getting bugs in your lungs and then surviving is Fortitude 17. Agent Sculder can astral project. His psionic ability is 0. So then we're on to Mully. Acuity is going to be a 15. We can't reroll these. Honestly, compared to Sculder, that tracks. Then she's got a respectable 12 for her combat and a 10 for dexterity. Finally, her fortitude is going to be a 15, which makes sense. Have to put up with what an absolute goblin Sculder is. And then Agent Doggett, who doesn't need this, has a 15 for acuity. His combat is going to be a 10. His dexterity is going to be a 17. And his fortitude is going to be a 15. We're on to Agent Krychek, who will end up with 1 arm by the end of this, I guarantee. His acuity is a 16. His combat is an 11. His dexterity is a 14, and his fortitude is an 11. Agent Spender, who really does get the short of the stick on everything. His acuity is only 9. His combat, though, is a 15. Dexterity, it's going to be a 13, and then fortitude is a 15. Basically, with the exception of Krychek, everyone's fortitude 15 or higher, so the roughest and the toughest kind of played out. 13 factions, I chose Section 6. If it was during World War II, the professional spy organizations of the world formally came into being, though spycraft and intelligence gathering existed for countless centuries of warfare. The latter half of the 20th century saw spycraft evolve, and the government organizations that handled them were formally created, with massive budgets to support their activities. Such organizations were quickly aware of the Cape Girardeau incident, and though it was originally a joint intelligence operation between the United States and Great Britain, it quickly grew beyond that, and now there's 20 member nations, and their intelligence operations are contributing members. Section 6 prides itself on knowing what everyone else doesn't know, tracking the movements of force, and rogue alien creatures with ruthless efficiency. So yeah, we're forewarned for -1 to foobar rolls, and simplified bureaucracy, we roll twice for each requisition and use either result. Pick gear based on what the miniatures are carrying. So starting gear, each team member receives 1 weapon from the Phase 1 Level 1 weapons. That's what we're issued. And then your team also receives a total of 3 additional pieces of gear. Remember, we get the +1 med kit for being based in a medical facility. Because basically, Sculder just wants Mully to autopsy an alien. That's all he wants to do. He wants to punch an alien and then get her to autopsy it. So once our team rating gets high enough, we can get Phase 2 gear, but basically we can requisition Phase 1 gear to start off with, which is anything at the top half of the list. So pistols, battle rifles, sniper rifles, heavy repeating rifles, explosive launchers, tracking beacons, tasers, all kinds of stuff like that. So then we can take from the gear list, there's armor, there's medical stuff like the med kits. You get 1 for free. So we have 3 selections, detection, stuff like scanners, yeah, we're going to buy body armor for all the models. They have body armor -1. So Sculder, and then Krychek and Spender will both get body armor. Our defenses are all set to 30 automatically, and our hit points are all 15 or 20 in this case, added to our fortitude because we have roughness and toughness for +5. So 20 plus our fortitude. So that leaves Mully, Doggett, and Spender all with 40, and then 37 and 36 for Sculder and Krychek. Our team is built, so we are ready to set up our first encounter with an extraterrestrial menace. And that means rolling to first determine the geography. So D6, 1 to 3, it's going to be in the wilderness, and we use the wilderness charts. 4 to 6, it's urban. It's going to be in the wilderness. UFOs in the woods, this all tracks, and we have to generate terrain. So you roll on the table for each quarter and generate the appropriate size piece of terrain. So for the wilderness, we're going to roll for each table quarter. When setting up terrain, all terrain should be placed at least 2 inches from each other and at least 1 inch from the edge of the play of the board. A large piece of terrain is 5 by 5. And then it's 4 rolls for the whole board. So we'll go top left and then go clockwise. So that's going to be a 6, which is D3 broken down structures and a small pool. So 3 broken down structures in a small pool. An old mine, maybe? I don't know. Then this quarter over here, it's going to be a 5, a large rock formation, and D3 craters or small pools. All right, then this table quarter, what do we got? A large rock formation and D3 craters or small pools. In the last quarter, this is another D3 broken down structures and a small pool. Structures, just 1. All right, well, something industrial was going on this table. Let's start investigating. So, dangerous and difficult ground. Once you generate the terrain, you need to determine what is difficult or dangerous. Roll once on the table below for each piece of terrain. The type you generate will then determine if it's difficult or dangerous. So, to 1 to 3, it's normal. We'll mark them with tokens. 1, normal, normal, normal. That one's difficult, that makes sense. This one is dangerous because it's toxic. This one is difficult, normal, dangerous. More dangerous ones with big alien monsters and little alien monsters for the normal ones. Back there, the spigot is normal. The first building is difficult. Normal, and then the last one's dangerous. So one of the smokestack's dangerous. Counter's difficult, big counter's dangerous. That'll let us keep track of things without cluttering the table up too much. Only provide cover, otherwise block line of sight, and cost additional movement to move over, but no other special rules. Difficult is difficult and crumbling terrain. It's hard to move over. Costs 2 inches of movement for every 1 inch traveled. And then dangerous terrain, it's dangerous in a variety of ways, like toxic or old and crumbling. Whenever it's difficult, in addition to this, but in addition, when a model completes a movement in or on it on a 5+ to take D6 damage. What's the enemy? So first you roll a D20 on the chart, for the chart, and the chart says we're going to be on this one right here, and then what kind of alien creatures, a D6? A 2, an Ichor Spitter. Of course, this guy's not on the right side of his base for what I wanted. I just painted up, but this guy will do right here. An Ichor Spitter counts as flying. It's on a 40 to 60 mil base. The aptly named Ichor Spitter is known for projecting its potent acidic slime vast distances. The slime melts anything it contacts and is nearly impossible to remove without also melting the surface. Though smaller than many alien creatures, it's not to be underestimated. So it's in phase 1, so it only has 110 hit points. Once it goes into extremis at 30, its defense is 20, acuity is 20, combat is 23, defense is 24, fortitude 17, and size 0. It ignores cover with its acid and acidic defense whenever the Ichor Spitter suffers weapon damage. All enemies in 6 take D6 damage. Actions are basic acidic spit. The Ichor Spitter makes 1 attack with its acidic spit, range combat 3d6 plus 4 damage, and the target must succeed a dex check or be blinded on a 21 if it's on the phase 1. 25 in extremis, and then Acid Spray, if the Ichor Spitter did not utilize Acid Spray during the last activation, and there was at least 2 enemies within 12 of the Ichor Spitter, it will now use Acid Spray. All enemies within 12 inches of the Ichor Spitter must take a dex check on a 20 or 24, or suffer 2d6 plus 2 damage and be blinded. Now we gotta roll for Bureaucracy. A great plan never survives contact with the enemy. Most of the time it will never even make it to the battlefield. Though Majestic 13 is a well-organized paramilitary force, its command structure is distributed across different organizations with diverse group and political factions within. This structure has made Majestic 13 resilient. It's difficult to attack, compare, or destroy. Even a single colony or group is wiped out, it's easy for other groups to regenerate and continue the mission. The decentralized command structure of Majestic 13 is key to its success in fighting force for as long as they have, despite being heavily outgunned. The downside of this decentralized structure, however, is it's easy to get your wires crossed. Wires are crossed and information is either not shared in a timely fashion or completely inaccurate. Your final step before you play is roll on the table below and determine if any issues have arisen. The nature of bureaucracy can manifest sometimes in different ways. So we have to roll 2d20 and pick whichever one we want, because we cut through the red tape. 13 or 16. So either one. Mission information is just incorrect. Generate a new alien creature, discard your existing roll. This is now the enemy that must be defeated for this mission. Oh my god, okay. Well, maybe I'll get these guys painted. D20. It's going to be a 10, and then D6, a 4. So here, and a 4, it's a Navite Warrior. A Navite Warrior instead. The Navite Warrior are dumb creatures. They are armed and armored, but have very little ability to communicate, unable to even vocalize. They are modified shock troops manipulated into near mindless killing machines before being turned loose on Earth. So 40-60 mil base, they're a Ravager type, 120 hit points, and they go to Extremis at 40, Defense 23, Acuity 17, Combat 24, Dex 18, Fortitude 25, and Size 0. They're a shock troop. They automatically clear a condition each round. And then True Frenzy, when they're in Extremis, if they it takes 2 additional actions every time it activates, but takes 4d6 damage at the start of each activation. Actions are a basic focus shot. It's a 3d6 plus 3 damage, range combat energy. And then Scatter Shot, if it did not use Scatter Shot during its last activation, there was at least 2 enemies within 18 that uses Scatter Shot. The Navite Warrior makes a single attack against each enemy within 18 that it can see. 2d6 plus 2 damage. And you have to make a dex check against a 20 or be blinded. And then Restraining Shot, if it used Scatter Shot during the last activation, it now uses Restraining Shot. It's basically a net gun. Against the nearest enemy target it can see, it's a dex check of 24-28 and suffers 3d6 damage and restrained. In addition, each time the target attempts to clear this restrained condition and fails, it takes 3d6 damage. It's the net gun from Predator. It's basically the Predator. Ravager. Ravager first activates according to its acuity. Ravager activates against its acuity minus 10. A Ravager will also activate again if an enemy range attack misses. In this event, it makes a bonus activation immediately after the conclusion of the activating model that missed it, and it will target that model. The Ravager may never activate more than 3 times during any turn. So basically, once it's in Extremis, it's just going to do all of its activations at the same time. If the Ravager starts its activation in Extremis, it takes 2d6 damage and takes an extra action, so this guy does the 3 instead. If it starts activation within 1, it has an area option attack, it'll use it. Outside of 1... it'll use its area attack option. Yeah, so it's going to use its special attacks most of the time until it gets within 1. For the remainder, if it's outside of 1 of all enemies and does not have an area attack and did not move, it'll move up to its full movement distance towards cover. If no such cover is available, it'll move its full movement distance away from the closest enemy, and it'll attack the closest enemy within its line of sight. If it starts outside of 1 and can't see anyone, it moves the minimum distance to be able to see someone and then attack. If the Ravager starts its activation, there's no enemies within line of sight, it tries to attack. If the Ravager starts its activation, all enemies are hidden. It makes an acuity check to spot hidden enemies. And if it's successful, it will attack the closest revealed enemy with its ranged weapons. If it's unsuccessful, it will move to the closest terrain that could provide cover or block line of sight to the last enemy location. If the Ravager had additional actions, it will keep doing this. Alright, then what's our secondary objective for this one, besides kill this thing? 3. Medical recovery. Oh yeah, we're going to dissect an alien. Randomly determine 3 pieces of non-scatter terrain on the board. Place an objective marker in the center of this terrain if possible. If it's not possible because of the nature of the terrain, then the terrain itself is the objective. Your team member achieves a secondary objective if over the course of the mission, any members of your team move into contact with each of these objectives or terrain pieces. The first time a member of your team ends move in contact with the objective, they heal d6 plus 2 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 pieces of terrain on the table. So I'm going to roll 2d6, because that gives me between 2 and 11. Or, well, 1 and 11. It's 2 to 12. So 7, so that would be... 7 is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Seeing hikers. Then I'll re-roll the same results again. 6 would be 5, so it'd be 1 down. Which should be right there in the woods. Then it's 8. Which we want up from 7, which would be this over here in the pool. Let's train, our mission setup is pretty simple. We get to set up anywhere we want on our half of the board. So we're gonna start getting ourselves organized, and we're gonna have the team that wants to fight, and then the team that wants to go get objectives. And that'll be Dog It and we'll leave you. Oh no, you guys can run objectives. So the alien creature and a random piece of terrain. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in that half of the table. So we're going to roll. We'll just discount 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll just count this as one piece. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Left, right. In this pool over here. Just having a swim. And then now we got to roll for Fubar at the start of every turn. The game only lasts 5 turns, but we are -1 to our Fubar rolls, and you add the turn number. So we could on a 6 get a Fubar situation. No Fubar. So nothing random happens yet. All right, and so turn 1 begins in acuity order. Now, is the acuity 17 on the Navite Warrior, but that's not used for his activations. He's acuity -10 for his activations, which means it's only a 7. So he's going last. But remember, because he's a Ravager, every time we attack him, he runs towards the person that attacked him. So Sculder, luckily, is a 10, is slightly higher, but he's going after everybody else. And so Spender, who's a 9. But that does mean that we'll start off with, I believe it's Krychek, and then Dog It or Mully. And then it'll be finally Sculder and so Spender then Sculder. First thing you're gonna notice is how shockingly fast everything in this game is. We're gonna start with Dog It, his acuity being, we're gonna start with Krychek, his acuity being 16. And he gets to move 16 inches if he wants to. So this is difficult, which means 1 and then 3 to get down. He's gonna go 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and just like 16 to like hug this rock because it's normal terrain. Difficult, that's why he's back a little bit. And then he is in line of sight of the enemy, so he's gonna take a range attack with his assault rifle. It's def 23, and the combat on Krychek is only an 11. So he's gotta roll a 12 or higher on a d20 to hit this guy. He does not. Because he was attacked, this guy activates immediately. He satisfies the criteria of not within 1 inch of the enemy and within 18 inches of 2 or more things that he can see. So he's just going to immediately launch into his scatter shot. Just a Krychek, combat 24, so he needs a 6 to hit him. He sure does. He's just going to take 2d6 plus 2 damage. -1 for his body armor. So that's a 7, goes to 6 damage. He also has to make a dex check against a 20 or be blinded. He gets a 10. His dexterity is so he can move 14. His acuity 6. His dex is 14, so he's okay. Should be back like here. Not that it matters for range. Second shot will be into Dog It, also on a 6, because the scatter shot, he hits him. Not a 20 though, so not double damage. 2d6 plus 2 damage into John Dog It, who doesn't need this. God, okay, so 12 goes to 11 damage. Just splashing him. And that's my first activation. I got blasted by an alien. So now acuity 15 is Dog It and Mully, and they're gonna go do stuff like hunt an alien. So Dog It can move. His dexterity is 17. So he's just gonna walk over with his pistol. He's gonna go 8, and then he go hide behind this tree. It's only 10 though, so this thing's 23. He needs a 13 to hit. He misses. It activates and immediately does its second action. Now, because it used Scatter Shot in its previous action, it's going to try and net John Dog It. His dex is 17, so he has to make a dex check against a 24. So he needs to roll a 7. He gets a 6, and he gets netted. 3d6 damage. 10 -1 is 9 damage. 20 total. Now, finally, Mully gets to go. She has a dexterity of only 10, so she's going to walk over as well. It will trigger another shot, but she's going to blast this guy with the assault rifle. She could back up to here, and she will. So her combat is a 12, which means she needs an 11 or better to hit this thing. She does not. It activates again, and once again uses Scatter Shot. So first on John Dog It, with a combat of 24, needs a 6 to hit him. It sure does. 2d6 plus 2, -1. So that's going to be a 5 is 4 damage. 24, and the next one will be the close to 19, which is Mully, and also hits her on a 6, although she's in cover. Rolling an extra d6, didn't matter, still hit. So she also takes 2d6 plus 2. So that's 7. She does not have combat armor on, so she just takes 7 damage. We're down to Agent Sculder. He can move now. He only has a pistol, though. So he's going to go It'll cost him 4 to get down this. His dexterity's 14. And then he can go 10 more, so 8 plus 2 more. And not be in range of anything, so he's just gonna hang out back here. And finally, Agent Spender. Walk over here and down, so it costs him 4. His dexterity is 13. And then he'll get to go 7 more and line up behind Krychek and take a shot with his assault rifle. It's 15, so he just needs to hit on a, not that, the monster can't activate again, the Navite Warrior, because he has already gone 3 times. That's the max for this turn. Well, not a great start, guys. Dog gets netted. Everyone's taking a horrific amount of damage, and we're on to turn 2. Foobar roll, adding 2 -1, so +1 this time. No. Krychek leads the way again, so he's gonna blast. He needs a 6. First, he's gonna move. Actually, needs more than a 6. He needs combat 11. He needs to roll a 12. He's gonna walk with his dexterity of 14, though. He's gonna walk up this hill and take over behind this rock. But it does mean, oh, this is difficult. So he'll go 5, and that leaves him with 9. So yeah, he'll go 5 again to there. So he'll have discovered this, and he gets to heal D6 plus 2. D6 plus 2 plus 3, because we're, oh no, it's not an advanced med kit. So that's going to be 8 he heals. Glowing Orb restores him. So with a combat of 11, this guy's defense 23, we need a 12 to hit with our assault rifle. Nope, still missing. Immediately activates and goes again. So because it's scatter shots in range, it's going to make that attack. Oh no, it previously used scatter shot. So it would be on a netting. He's already netted the dog it, so he's going to try and net Krychek. And that means hitting, or Krychek has to make a dex check on his dex of 14. He has to beat a 24, which he does not. So he's also netted for 3d6 damage. Amazing. No big deal, just 13 damage. His dog it goes now, and he tries to get out of the net, clears condition. So target number 20, he's got to make a dex check to get out of it. His dexterity for dog it is 17, though, so on a 3 he passes. Thank you. So he's back up, but he doesn't take an additional 3d6 damage. Can make a shot with his pistol. He is combat of 10. 13 to hit. Nope. So it's going to fire back again. Scatter shot into the 2 closest it can see, so into dog it. That's going to be a miss. No, he needs a 6. He does hit. 6 plus 2. That's going to be 9. -1 is 8. He's now at 30, 24, 32 damage. He's very close to being dead. And then the next shot goes into... he'll be in cover now, but it'll go into Krychek. And hit him as well for 2d6 plus 2. 14 -1 is 13. Imagine if this game felt like XCOM. I didn't mean it needed to kick my teeth in the first time I played it. Okay, well that happens. So let's go over to our next activation. So he's activated once. That was on Doggett's activation. So the next highest will be, that was on, yeah, because Krychek's already gone. So that was on Doggett's activation, which means we're on to Mully's activation. She's going to go try and heal Doggett. She has a dexterity of only 10, but she can make it there, because that's 8 and then 2 more, and she's going to try and heal him with a medkit. So with her medkit, D6 plus 5, so it's going to be 9 points. We had 23 damage. She can duck into the woods to heal as well, and she's done. It's Mulder's turn. Sorry, Sculder's turn. He's going to go duck into cover over here and pop a shot out with his pistol. 16, so he only needs a 7 to hit. And he rolls a 6. It doesn't matter what d20 I pick up. I only roll 6s today. So it immediately attacks him. Activates. This is its second activation for the turn. It just used scatter shot, which means it's going to try and net him. He's going to make a dex check on a 10. And also gets netted for 3d6 damage. Just running face first into the enemy. 14. At least he didn't drop his gun. And then it's just... our man over here, Agent Spender, he's gonna line up a shot as well. Actually, no, he's gonna try and call for aid. So this is my once per game I can succeed. I roll d6 and basically radio in the situation. On a 6+, adding the turn, I get my aid. I'm calling it a drone strike. No, listens to us, and therefore we are done the turn, except this thing now gets to activate on a 7. It's 1 remaining activation, which will be basic. It's gonna shoot Doggett with a laser. Sorry, it's going to shoot Doggett and Scully with a scatter shot, because that's what it does if it's not within an inch. So Doggett on a 6, no, misses finally, and then Mully on a 12, she gets hit for 2d6 plus 2 damage. That's 8 damage. Round 3, do things go foobar? They sure do. So that's plus 2 is a 7. Let's see what the foobar result is. Come on, 19, 20. 15. Sudden storm. Oh no. All the models have a maximum outside of 12 inches and cannot see the other models more than 12 inches away. Well, that means the alien's going to start moving if we back up. Rain starts whipping. The alien mothership comes to pick him up. He has to go first. He's going to make a dex check to try and break out of those fibers. His dex is only 14. Needs a 20. No, he fails and takes 3d6 more damage as the webs strangle him. He takes another 8. He's very close to being dead. He's at 34 to 36. One less, actually, because of his armor. Shoot, though. He's going to blast the alien, because he's dexterity 0, but he can still fire his assault rifle, and finally hit. Oh my god, thank goodness. Assault rifles are 2d6 damage. He has 11 damage to the thing. Not even 10% of its overall health. Fantastic. And it gets mad and attacks. So it's going to use... it's within 12 and within 18, so it's going to attack back against him first with its scatter. No, it's going to try and net somebody. No, it'll make a basic attack because that makes more sense. And hit him for 3d6 damage. That's going to be enough to take him out. So cry check's down. It's a guy that would attack him and he's already restrained, so that attack wouldn't make any more sense. Just like net him again. And now we're on to the next, which would be Doggett. He's going to attempt to call for aid on a 4+. He's also going to move into this thing and heal. Cover. And he'll take the healing. 6+2. Heals 3. Nice. Afraid on a 3+ now. He sure does. Combat plus 21, 5d6 plus 4 damage as the drone strike comes in. The 21 plus 5 is 26, barely hits it. And then does 5d6 plus 4. Let's see how much we get. That's pretty good. That's not flat though. 10, 17 plus 4, 21 damage. Doesn't fight back because nobody attacked it. It was a normal active. Actually, no, nobody did attack it. It just doesn't do activation yet. Mully, time to also shoot, I guess. So you're gonna move so that you're behind the tree, and then blast him with the assault rifle. 12, so she needs an 11 to hit. As the rain pours down, she hits it. 2d6 damage. That's going to be 5 more. And now it fights back. It will use the scatter shot to attack both of them. So attacking Doggett hits. No, it actually rolls 2 dice and picks the lowest because he's in cover. 9 and a 9. Still hits. So that's going to be 2d6 plus 2 minus 1. So 9, 8 damage. 28 out of 40. And then to Mully herself. She's also in cover, so 2 dice pick the lowest. 2 is a miss. Let's see if Agent Sculder can break out with his dexterity. He needs a 6. He does the 9, so he managed to break free of his bonds. He'll move up into cover. He's got more than enough with dexterity 14, and then he'll blast with his pistol. Really should have given him an assault rifle. Combat 16, he hits, just d6 damage. 2. Just Agent Spender, who will move up to cover over here and do the same thing. 15, he needs an 8. He gets it, and blasts for 2d6 damage. 5 more. Did Sculder get netted after that? He has to make a dex check, sorry. He does. 3d6 damage again, because it's 24. The guy's getting shot with spiderwebs. 8 minus 1 is 7. Once again, just blasted with spiderwebs. And then he will be the attack. Actually, he and Mulder, actually, he and Doggett will both be the attack to pick the lowest for the scatter shot. 7 still a hit because it's on a 6, so that's 2d6 plus 2 into Spender. 8 minus 1 is 7, and then into Doggett. 8 will still hit, so 2d6 plus 2 minus 1. That's going to be a 8 is a 7 damage. Puts Doggett down. He's at 28. Nope, actually doesn't. 28 plus 7 is 35. He's still up. And that is everybody having activated out and 3 activations for the alien. So another foobar roll. Not this turn. Turn 4, we still have not defeated the creature. Checks down, so it's just Doggett and Mully. We'll start with Doggett. He's going to blast the alien. He doesn't. And drops his gun. And then the alien fights back against him. He's going to try and net him, because the last thing he did was a scatter shot. So 2 pick, actually, it's a dex check. He's okay. Activation's Mully. Same thing, shooting. That's a miss, which is only a 20. And then it fights back. It's going to scatter shot her and Doggett. So into her, in cover, it misses. And then into Doggett, it hits for another 2d6 plus 2. This will probably put him down. Yeah, it does. More damage. That's going to take him out of action. Can Sculder break out of the webs again? Yes. He's going to blast with his pistol just into the alien. And hits. It's only d6 damage, so there's no way we're killing this thing. 1 damage. And it shoots back with Scatter Shot into him and into Spender. So into Mulder, 2 pick the lowest, hits him for a 2d6 plus 2, -1. So that's going to be 11. 3 hit points left from all the blasting he's been taking. And then into Spender, a 3's a miss. Spender's turn, that was its last activation. Spender hits it for 2d6 damage with his assault rifle. 11. I don't think we're getting this thing. It's the final turn. We're still alive at least. Foobar roll. No, because we're -1. So that's only a 5. Start with Mully now. That's the lead activation. She's gonna assault rifle this thing. Try and hit it. She does, because she is combat 12, so that's a 13 or 23. She'll hit it for 2d6 damage. Come on, big on me. 8. It's taking 64. That's nice. And then it fights back. It's going to try and net her, so just make a dex check. She will fail and take 3d6 damage. She takes 14 damage. Badly injured. So then it's over to Sculder. He's going to try and shoot it as well. With his 16, that's a 24. No, that's a 22. He misses. It fights back. It's going to Scatter Shot into him and him and Spender. So into him, 18 will hit, and it does 2d6 plus 2. That is 7, goes to 6. And that knocks him out. He's dead. Spender, does it hit him? It does as well. 2d6 plus 2. That is 6, goes to 5. He's still alive. He's the final shot of the game. He misses. His combat is 15. Yeah, it's only a 21. And so then he gets netted as well. But passes his check like a hero. That's it. We could not kill this thing. It just squatted in the swamp like some kind of murderous frog and picked us off one by one. Never even needing to move, because then the lights went down and we had to get close to it. We did not succeed in our mission. We did not destroy this thing sent by force. And we are going to have to do our post-game process. So once the mission's complete, there's still much work to be done. Injuries, death, and cloning. After teams complete a mission, regardless of outcome, they're extracted back to the base and put through a basic medical care, rigorous examination, debriefing. There's many infiltrators potentially. So first we have to roll for all of our injured. So starting with Agents Sculder, what happens to him? A 19. Nothing? 3d6 roll. Not a d20 roll. I got confused by the numbers. I rolled a 5. He's dead. In a medical base, I can re-roll it. I mean, to be fair, Sculder's been dead before. He wakes up dead in a cornfield every week. That's a 6. Still dead. Perfect. What a perfect start. All right, Agent Doggett, how'd you do? You rolled an 11, which means, oh, clear, you're fine. John Doggett doesn't need this. And then finally, Krychak. Come on, lose an arm. 9. Permanent injury. Oh my god, give me a lose an arm. Permanent injury. 3. That's brain damage. Randomly determine either acuity, combat, dex, or fortitude and roll a d6. The determines that's permanently reduced. So 1 to 5, left to right. So it's going to be the second one, which is combat. It's permanently reduced by how much? D6. By 3. His combat's now 8. This is incredible. Alright, so because someone died, I get to roll to see if we clone him successfully. So they immediately try and bring Agent Sculder back as a clone. This is... Why would you want his DNA? So we get to roll 2d6 and see if he gets cloned back to life. On an 8, success. He's just back. No deleterious effects. Any of his unspent experience is lost. So basically he won't earn any experience this game. He didn't have any unspent experience because he didn't gain it yet. It's in step 2 he gets it. And then we get our experience game. So all team members receive experience for participating, so 1. The ones that weren't part of action, so that's going to be Spender and Mully get an additional 1. We completed 2 secondary objectives. Let's spend for that, and that's it. So we're all going to get 3, which means we can all afford a level up, which is cool. Advancement. You may spend 3 experience points to increase any stat by 1. In addition, when your team becomes phase 2, defense scores all go up by 2. Completed a mission without all dying, which means our team rating goes up to 1. So we are one mission down the hatch, basically. Even though it wasn't a success, we managed to survive. Sometimes that is success. If you've played XCOM before, then yes, sometimes just getting away is victory. Rewards. So we've done our team rating. It's equipment and requisitions. After each mission, your team may requisition 2 additional pieces of equipment and 1 base upgrade. You must then proceed to the bureaucracy phase to determine if you receive the upgrades and gear your team's requested. As these gear requests are not always fulfilled, it's a good idea to track the gear and upgrades when you request them, whether they're fulfilled or not. When a requisition is not fulfilled the first time, This grants a bonus on future requests. No bonuses here, because we did not, actually we get 1. If your team achieved victory in the last successful mission, the end of round 3, get +1. If the team has placed the upgrade previously, but it wasn't fulfilled, you get 1. And civilians are not alerted to the last successful mission, +1, and veteran +1. Fill out form, whatever, that doesn't actually count. So we get the civilians were not alerted. So we get +1 to our roll. So on 5s, we'll get our requisitions. Request a sniper rifle for Sculder, because he's got it like slung right there, like a scoped AUG. I'm going to request a suit of body armor for Doggett, because he doesn't have one. Requisition a weapons depot for my medical research facility, because I want to get better at hurting things, because I could not do it this game. Sniper rifle! Yeah, we get it! Then the armor for Doggett, we don't get that one, but we'll get +1 to it next game. And then our base upgrade, no. We can roll 2 dice and pick the results we want because of our cutting through red tape. So for the body armor, we still didn't get it, and then for the base upgrade, we still didn't get it. That's it! We've finished the first round. We didn't all die, except for Sculder, who wakes up in a field cloned. But we also didn't destroy the weird machine's murder hunter. And we'll have to come back and fight it probably another day. And so there you go, let's play for Majestic 13. Walkthrough of the first mission, Section 6's Elite Task Force, the 6 files, having to, you know, basically face a machine man with no experience or training, run at it with bullets, and then just get thrown into the dirt. The brakes just beaten off of them. So, and for Mulder to appropriately die and be resurrected, because you know we keep Sculder. I'm gonna keep doing that. I'm gonna keep not using my legally distinct names all through this and mixing it up, because it's a very thinly veiled reference. If for those of you that didn't get what I was talking about. So yeah, enjoyable. I need to make more aliens and more weird types of aliens. I think I've got some ideas for doing that, just to kind of keep it different and put them on some bigger bases, maybe a little bit more menacing. But enjoyed the process of like randomly generating the table and the mission, and we'll be back with more of these as we get through. I don't know, it's quite a while to do the whole campaign, but like to get through all of, like the set piece missions when you're fighting Force, it's at least I have to not be wiped out like 15, 18 games, I think, 21 games. So it's gonna be a long mission, but we'll do at least the first 3 for now, see how it goes. And we'll see you for those coming up soon. Big thanks for watching. Till next time, I'm Ash. Apple Gaming. Hey there, I hope you enjoyed that video. There are tons of other games already recorded for you to watch. Click over to my channel page if you haven't already, and have a look through the dozens of playlists full of videos. I guarantee you'll discover a game you haven't seen played before. I put out new videos 7 days a week, and every day is themed to a different genre as I continue to explore the wider world of gaming. Of course, none of that's possible without you, the viewer, so click a like and subscribe if you'd like to stay on top of what's happening here daily. My 2 kids and I are massively grateful to be able to have the flexibility of this job so I can always maximize my time with them. If you want to support me continue to put out this content, it's only possible because of my amazing backers on Patreon who support the studio, equipment, and model cost, as well as being how I make the bulk of my living. You can also help out by buying a t-shirt through Spreadshirt, a measuring gauge or widget from Death Ray Designs, or buying one of my games and supplements, like Last Days, Game of Wolves, and Blaster. As a way of showing my appreciation, patrons get early access to new games and supplements that I write throughout the course of the year. Huge thanks for watching, it really does help out, and happy gaming.